Hello, sleepy friends. Welcome to your sleep story. Tonight, we're leaving behind the noise of everyday life and stepping into the quiet embrace of the wilderness. Imagine yourself walking along a forest trail as the day begins to fade, the air cooling around you, the scent of pine and earth filling your lungs. You're carrying everything you need on your back, and ahead, through the trees, you can hear the gentle murmur of a river. This is where you'll spend the night. A small clearing beside the water, surrounded by tall trees that sway gently in the evening breeze. A place where the only light comes from your campfire and the stars above, where the only sounds are the crackling of wood, the flow of water over smooth stones, and the quiet breathing of the forest settling into darkness. Tonight's story is simple. It's about arriving at this peaceful place, setting up your camp, watching the fire burn down to embers, and lying beneath a sky so full of stars it takes your breath away. It's about the comfort of being alone, but not lonely. The peace of being small beneath something vast. The deep rest that comes when you surrender to the rhythms of nature. So wherever you are right now, in your bed, in your favorite chair, or simply letting your eyes grow heavy, take a slow breath in and let it fall gently out. Feel yourself stepping away from everything that demands your attention. Feel yourself walking into the forest, toward the sound of water, toward the quiet, toward rest. If you enjoy these peaceful journeys, you're welcome to like, comment, or share this story with someone who might need a moment of calm tonight. It helps others find their way here, to this quiet riverside clearing, with you. For now, let the world grow distant. Let the forest grow close, and let this night under the stars carry you gently, peacefully, into sleep. You step off the main trail and onto a narrow path that winds between the trees. The forest floor is soft beneath your boots, covered in years of fallen needles and leaves. Each step is quiet, cushioned, as if the earth itself is welcoming you. The light is golden now, slanting through the branches in long amber beams. Dust motes drift lazily through the air, turning and catching the sun. And with every breath, you can smell it. Pine resin, damp moss, the coolness of approaching evening. The pack on your shoulders feels familiar, not heavy, just present. A gentle weight that grounds you. You've walked far enough that your muscles are warm, your breathing steady, your mind beginning to slow, and ahead, growing clearer with each step, you hear the river. At first, it's just a whisper beneath the sound of wind in the branches, but as you move forward, it grows. A low, continuous murmur, water moving over stone, around roots, along the curved bank. The trees begin to thin. The light opens up, and suddenly, you're there. The clearing spreads before you, a small pocket of open space nestled between the forest and the water. The grass here is short and soft, mixed with patches of moss that glow green in the fading light. To your left, the river flows smooth and dark, its surface reflecting the sky, rippling gently where it passes over smooth, rounded stones. To your right, tall pines stand like silent guardians, their bark rough and warm-looking in the amber glow. The clearing is just the right size, not too open, not too closed in. Intimate, protected. You let your pack slide from your shoulders and lower it carefully to the ground. The relief is immediate. Your body lighter, your shoulders releasing tension, you didn't realize you were holding. You roll them slowly, feeling the stretch, the freedom, and then you simply stand, breathing, taking it all in. The river moves past without hurry, its voice constant, soothing. The trees sway gently above you, their branches creaking softly like old friends settling into conversation. The air smells clean, fresh, with a hint of wood smoke from some distant place, or perhaps just the memory of campfires past. This is your place tonight, your refuge, your small corner of the wilderness. You walk slowly toward the water's edge, feeling no rush, no urgency. The ground slopes gently down, and you step carefully over exposed roots and scattered stones. When you reach the riverbank, you kneel down, the earth cool beneath your knees. You dip your hand into the water, and it's shockingly cold, mountain-fed, clear as glass. You cup some in your palm and bring it to your face, splashing your cheeks, your forehead. The cold is bracing, awakening. It washes away the warmth of the walk and leaves you feeling fresh, alert, fully present. You dry your hands on your pants and stand again, looking downstream, then upstream, watching the way the current moves, the way light plays across the surface. Small fish dart in the shallows, quick silver flashes. A leaf drifts past, spinning slowly, carried by the flow. Everything here moves at its own pace, unhurried, natural. You turn back toward the clearing, surveying your temporary home with the eye of someone who knows what they need. There, near the center, a spot where the ground is level, where the grass is thickest. That's where you'll sleep tonight. And just beyond it, a ring of stones already arranged in a rough circle, evidence that others have camped here before, have sat where you'll sit, watched the same stars you'll watch. It's comforting somehow, this connection to travelers you'll never meet. You walk back to your pack and kneel beside it, unbuckling straps, pulling open the main compartment. Your tent comes out first, compact, lightweight, a small shelter that will be enough. You spread it out on the ground you've chosen, smoothing the fabric, making sure there are no stones or sticks beneath it. The poles slide together with satisfying clicks, familiar, practiced. You've done this so many times the movements are automatic, threading the poles through their sleeves, fitting them into their grommets, watching the tent rise and take shape. Within minutes, it stands, taut and ready, its door facing the river, so you can lie inside later and watch the water move. You stake the corners, checking each line, making sure everything is secure. The wind has picked up slightly, nothing strong, just enough to make the tent fabric whisper and flex. You unroll your sleeping pad inside, then your sleeping bag, arranging everything just so. It looks inviting already, cozy, a soft nest waiting for you when the stars come out. But that's hours away yet. For now, there's more to do, and you're in no hurry to do it. You pull out your small camping stove, your water bottle, a pouch of food for later. Everything has its place, and you arrange it all near the stone circle, within easy reach. You gather kindling next, walking the edge of the clearing, picking up small dry twigs, thin branches, bits of bark. The forest provides everything you need. You just have to look, to bend down, to notice. You find a fallen branch thick as your wrist, dead and dry, perfect for burning. You break it over your knee, the crack sharp in the quiet, and carry the pieces back to your fire ring. You arrange the kindling in the center of the stones, building a small teepee of twigs, leaving space for air to flow. Underneath, you tuck a small bundle of dry grass and shredded bark, tinder that will catch easily. You'll light it soon, but not yet. First, you want to explore just a little more. You follow the riverbank upstream, walking slowly, watching your footing on the uneven ground. The water narrows here, flowing faster, bubbling over rocks and creating small white rapids that catch the dimming light. You find a large flat stone jutting out over the water and step onto it carefully, feeling its warmth beneath your feet, heated absorbed from the sun all day. From here, you can see up the valley, the way the river curves away between the hills, the way the forest rises on both sides, endless, ancient. The sky above is beginning to shift, the blue deepening, the gold along the horizon growing richer, more intense. Birds call to each other across the water, last songs before settling in for the night. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the rapid drumming of a woodpecker, then silence. You breathe deeply, filling your lungs completely and letting the air go slowly, feeling your shoulders drop, your jaw unclench. This is why you came here, for this quiet, this simplicity, this reminder that you are small, that your worries are smaller still, that the world turns whether you're rushing or resting. After a while, you step down from the stone and make your way back to camp. The clearing looks different now, softer somehow, the shadows longer, the colors muted. Your tent glows slightly, catching the last light. The river sounds louder, or perhaps you're simply listening more closely. You kneel beside your pack one more time, pulling out a fleece jacket as the air begins to cool. You slip it on, grateful for its warmth, and zip it up to your chin. Then you sit down on the ground near the stone circle, cross-legged, relaxed. From here, you can see everything. The river flowing past, the trees swaying above, the sky beginning its slow transformation from day to night. You're not doing anything now, just sitting, just being. And that feels like exactly enough. Your breathing has slowed to match the rhythm of the river. Your thoughts have quieted to match the stillness of the forest. You are here, fully, completely. The wilderness has taken you in. And for tonight, this clearing beside the water, beneath the trees, under the emerging stars, this is home. The air has grown noticeably cooler now, and you feel it most on your cheeks and the tips of your ears. The warmth of the day has lifted away like mist, rising up through the branches and disappearing into the darkening sky above. You pull your jacket a little tighter and decide it's time. Time to bring light and warmth to this small corner of the world. Time to build your fire. You reach into your pocket and pull out your lighter, feeling its solid weight in your palm. Then you kneel beside the stone circle, positioning yourself so the breeze is at your back, so the smoke will drift away from you toward the river. The kindling you arranged earlier sits waiting, that small teepee of twigs and bark and dry grass, and you lean in close, cupping your hand around the lighter as you flick it to life. The flame catches immediately on the tinder beneath, a tiny orange glow that seems impossibly small and fragile. You watch it closely, protectively, as it spreads through the dry grass, following the threads and fibers, growing brighter, reaching upward, The first thin wisps of smoke rise, pale and ghost-like in the dimming light. Then the bark catches, crackling softly, and suddenly the twigs above begin to glow at their tips, red and amber, before bursting into small, eager flames. You sit back on your heels and watch it grow. There's something deeply satisfying about this, about coaxing fire into being, about witnessing that ancient transformation from cold, dead wood into living, dancing light. The flames climb higher, licking around the larger sticks you've placed above, testing them, finding their weak points, their dry centers. Within minutes, the fire is established, self-sustaining, no longer fragile but strong and steady and warm. You feed it slowly, adding thicker branches one at a time, listening to the way they crack and pop as the heat finds pockets of sap and moisture trapped inside. Each piece you add makes the fire brighter, hotter, until you can feel its warmth on your face and hands, until the stone circle begins to glow with reflected light, until the shadows of the trees behind you grow long and dark and begin to dance. The world has changed now that the fire is burning. The clearing has become two places at once, the bright warm circle where you sit, and the cool dark forest just beyond it. Your eyes adjust back and forth between them, between the intimate glow of the flames and the deepening blue of the evening beyond. The river catches the firelight on its surface, reflecting it back in shimmering broken pieces that move and flow downstream. You rise and walk to your pack, retrieving your small pot and the pouch of food you set aside earlier. Nothing fancy tonight, just a simple meal. But out here, under these conditions, it will taste better than anything you've had in weeks. You fill the pot with water from your bottle and set it on your camping stove just outside the fire ring, lighting the burner with a soft whoosh of igniting gas. The blue flame beneath the pot is so different from the orange fire beside you, controlled and precise, but you're grateful for both. While the water heats, you sit close to the fire again, feeding it occasionally, keeping it steady. The flames have settled into a rhythm now, rising and falling like breath, like waves, never the same from one moment to the next, but somehow always familiar. You watch the way the fire moves through the wood, the way it transforms solid branches into glowing coals that pulse with inner light, red and orange, and sometimes an almost violet blue at their hottest centers. The pot begins to steam, then bubble, and you pour the boiling water into your meal, sealing the pouch and setting it aside to rehydrate. The smell rises immediately, savory and rich, and your stomach responds with a low rumble of anticipation. You realize you're hungrier than you thought, that the walk and the work of setting up camp have emptied you out in the best possible way. You turn off the stove and return fully to the fire, sitting cross-legged on the ground, close enough to feel its heat on your shins and knees. The sky above is a deep purplish blue now, not quite dark but no longer light, that in-between time when the world seems to hold its breath. The first stars have appeared, faint and tentative, barely visible against the residual glow of the western horizon. When enough time has passed, you open your meal and eat slowly, directly from the pouch, using your small camp spork. Each bite is simple but satisfying, warm and filling, exactly what your body needs. You pause between mouthfuls to look around, to listen to the river, to watch the fire, to feel the evening settling over everything like a soft blanket. There's no rush, no schedule, no one waiting for you to finish or to be anywhere else. This moment is yours entirely. When you're done, you tuck the empty pouch into your trash bag and set it aside. You boil more water for tea, and when it's ready, you pour it into your camping mug and wrap both hands around it, feeling the heat seep into your palms and fingers. You blow across the surface, watching the steam swirl and dissipate, then take a careful sip. The tea is herbal and soothing, with hints of chamomile and mint, and it warms you from the inside out. You settle in more comfortably now, shifting to sit on your sleeping pad, which you've pulled from the tent and placed near the fire. Your back rests against a smooth log you dragged over earlier, and your legs stretch out toward the flames. This is the position you'll hold for the next hour or more. Just sitting, just watching, just being present with the fire and the night. The flames have changed character as the wood has burned down. They're lower now, less wild, more contemplative. They wrap around the larger logs you've added, moving in slow, sinuous patterns, finding every groove and crack, every surface to explore. The coals beneath glow intensely, a bed of living heat that radiates outward in waves you can feel pulsing against your skin. You feed the fire occasionally, but less often now, letting it burn at its own pace. Each log you add is chosen carefully, placed deliberately, and you watch how the fire receives it, how the flames adjust and reshape themselves around this new fuel. There's a meditative quality to this, to the simple act of fire tending, to being responsible for this small sphere of light and warmth in the vast darkness of the forest. The smoke rises in a steady column, grey-white against the darkening sky, carrying with it the sweet smell of burning pine and fir. It drifts up through the branches above, dispersing among the needles, becoming part of the forest air. Occasionally, the breeze shifts and brings a wisp of it across your face, and you smell it fully, that ancient scent of wood smoke that humans have known for hundreds of thousands of years, that smell that means safety, warmth, home. Your tea has cooled enough to drink more freely now, and you sip it slowly, making it last, in no hurry to finish. The mug warms your hands, the fire warms your front, the fleece jacket warms your back. You are perfectly comfortable, perfectly at ease, held in layers of warmth, while the night grows cool and vast around you. The sky has deepened to a true darkness now, and the stars have multiplied, spreading across the black expanse in scattered clusters and sweeping arcs. You tilt your head back and look up through the gap in the trees, seeing more stars appear with every passing minute as your eyes adjust to the darkness. The Milky Way is beginning to show itself, that great river of light flowing across the heavens, a mirror to the river flowing past your camp. The fire crackles and pops, sending small sparks spiraling upward, tiny orange stars that rise a few feet before winking out and disappearing. You watch them go, these brief bright lives, born and extinguished in seconds. There's something beautiful about their ephemeral existence, something that mirrors your own brief time here in this clearing, under these stars. You feel yourself letting go of something, though you're not quite sure what. Maybe it's tension you didn't know you were carrying. Maybe it's thoughts that have been circling in your mind for days or weeks. Maybe it's just the habit of constant doing, constant moving, constant engagement with a world that demands so much attention. Whatever it is, you feel it releasing. Feel yourself sinking deeper into this moment, into the warmth of the fire, into the sounds of the river and the forest. The flames are lower now, burning down toward the coals, and you make a decision not to add more wood. You'll let the fire burn itself down. Let it transform gradually from flame to ember to ash. Let it follow its natural arc from beginning to end. There's something right about this, about not trying to hold on, about letting each phase of the evening unfold at its own pace. You finish your tea and set the empty mug aside. Your body feels heavy in the best way, tired but not exhausted, relaxed but not uncomfortable. The fire has done its work. It's warmed you, fed you, given you light and comfort and something beautiful to watch. Now it's giving you something else, the permission to rest, to transition from this active phase of the evening into something quieter, something deeper. You sit and watch as the last flames flicker and subside, as the wood collapses gently into the bed of coals, as the orange glow intensifies even as the light diminishes. The fire is becoming something more essential now, more elemental, burning down to its pure heat and light without the dancing, reaching flames. It's beautiful in a different way, quieter, more subtle, asking you to look closer, to pay attention to the smallest shifts of color and shadow. And you do. You watch. You breathe. You let the night settle around you like water, cool and dark and peaceful, while the fire glows at your feet like a small, captured sun, slowly, slowly, returning to the earth. The fire has burned down to a bed of glowing coals now, pulsing softly with deep orange and red light. The flames are gone, but the heat remains, radiating outward in gentle waves. You can still feel its warmth on your skin, but it's softer now, less insistent, letting the sounds of the night move forward, letting the forest speak. And it does speak, in languages you're only beginning to understand. The river is the loudest voice, constant and varied, a low susurration that never stops, never repeats exactly, water moving over stone, around roots, through narrow channels, and over smooth shelves of rock. Each section of the river has its own tone, its own pitch, and together they create a symphony that fills the darkness. You close your eyes and listen more deeply, separating the sounds, finding the individual notes within the whole. There, that higher splash and gurgle, that's where the water tumbles over the small, rapid upstream. And there, that deeper rush, that's the main current flowing past your camp, swift and strong in the center. And underneath it all, a low, resonant hum, the sound of the river's full power, the weight of all that water moving downstream toward some distant sea. You open your eyes again, but you keep listening. The coals cast just enough light to see the nearest trees, their trunks dark columns, their branches moving slightly in the breeze. Beyond them, everything dissolves into shadow, into the dense, mysterious darkness of the forest at night. But you're not afraid. The darkness feels protective somehow, enfolding, as if the forest has drawn close around your small clearing, keeping watch while you rest. The wind picks up, and you hear it Before you feel it, a sound like distant waves rushing through the treetops high above. It moves through the canopy in a rolling surge, needles and leaves stirring together, creating a sound like rain, like the ocean, like breathing. Then it reaches you, cool air moving across your face, lifting your hair, touching your hands, and then it's gone, moving on through the forest, leaving only its echo behind. You pull your knees up to your chest and wrap your arms around them, making yourself smaller, more compact. You rest your chin on your knees and simply sit, simply listen. Your breathing has slowed to match the rhythm of the night, deep and even, barely noticeable. You feel your heartbeat, steady and calm, a quiet drum in your chest, keeping time with the river, with the wind, with the vast patient turning of the earth beneath you. A bird calls somewhere in the darkness, a single clear note, then silence. You wait, wondering if it will call again, and after a long moment, it does, answered by another bird, farther away. Their voices float through the night, lonely and beautiful, speaking in a language older than words. And then they fall quiet, and the forest absorbs their song, holds it for a moment, and lets it go. The river continues its endless conversation with itself. You realize you could listen to this sound forever and never grow tired of it. It's not monotonous. It's infinitely complex, constantly changing, revealing new patterns and rhythms the longer you listen. Sometimes you hear individual drops plinking against stone, against the surface of a still pool. Sometimes you hear the broader rush, the collective voice of 1,000 gallons moving as one. You shift your position slightly, lying back on your sleeping pad, stretching your legs out, letting your arms rest at your sides. From here, you can see both the glowing coals and the sky above, the warm red earthlight and the cool white starlight. Two different kinds of fire, one dying, one eternal. The stars are incredible now, more visible than you've ever seen them. They crowd the sky in overwhelming numbers, packed so densely in some places, they blur together into luminous clouds. The Milky Way stretches directly overhead, a great river of light, and you understand suddenly why it's called that. Why humans everywhere have seen rivers and roads and bridges in these scattered points of light. It does look like something flowing, something in motion, even though you know those stars are impossibly distant, impossibly still. A meteor streaks across your vision, sudden and startling, a bright scratch across the darkness, gone in less than a second. You gasp quietly, a small intake of breath, even though you were half expecting it, even though you know August brings meteor showers. There's something about seeing one that always feels like a gift, like a secret the universe has shared with you alone. You wait, hoping for another, and you're not disappointed. Another streak, this one longer, brighter, trailing sparks as it burns up in the atmosphere, and then another, fainter, at the edge of your vision. The sky is full of them tonight, small pieces of cosmic debris, older than humanity, older than Earth itself, burning themselves out in silent, brilliant falls. The coals are dimming now, fading from orange to deep red to something almost black, barely distinguishable from the stones that contain them. The warmth is fading too, and you feel the night's coolness settling over you more completely, touching your arms, your neck, your face. It's not uncomfortable, just present, a reminder that you're outside, exposed, part of the larger world now, rather than separated from it. You hear something moving in the forest, footsteps perhaps, or something being dragged through the underbrush. You turn your head slightly, listening, trying to locate the sound, but it's already gone, swallowed by distance or by the river's constant voice. Some small creature going about its business, unconcerned with your presence, living its life according to rhythms you'll never fully understand. The thought makes you smile. There's something comforting about sharing this space with unseen others, knowing that you're not alone in the forest, even though you can't see anyone, can't hear them most of the time. They're there, in the darkness, in the spaces between trees, living and hunting and sleeping and being. The forest is full of life, even when it seems still, especially when it seems still. You let your eyes close for a moment, just resting them, and immediately the sounds become sharper, more detailed. You hear the river in layers, surface sounds and deep sounds, fast water and slow water. You hear the wind in the trees, differentiating between the high whisper of pine needles and the lower rustle of broader leaves. You hear insects, small chirps and clicks, a whole miniature world of sound happening in the grass around you. When you open your eyes again, the stars seem brighter, more three-dimensional, as if you could reach up and touch them, as if the sky has depth and distance you can somehow perceive. You try to imagine the space between you and those points of light, the vast emptiness, the incredible distances, light traveling for years, for centuries, just to reach your eyes on this particular night, in this particular clearing. It makes you feel small, but not in a diminishing way. Small in the way a drop of water is small in the river, part of something larger, part of something flowing and connected. You are here, in this body, in this moment, but you're also part of the night, part of the forest, part of the vast turning cosmos that contains all of this, the river and the trees and the stars and you. The wind rises again, stronger this time, and the trees respond with a deep collective sigh, swaying and creaking, their branches rubbing together. You feel the wind on your skin, cool and searching, carrying scents from upstream, from the forest, pine and water and earth and the green smell of growing things. It moves over you and past you, continuing on its invisible path through the darkness. You breathe with it, in as it arrives, out as it departs, syncing your rhythm with its rhythm, feeling yourself becoming less separate, less defined. Your edges are blurring, the boundary between you and the night becoming permeable. You are breathing the forest's air, drinking its water, warmed by fire made from its wood. You are not separate from this place. You are part of it, at least for tonight, at least for now. The coals have gone almost completely dark, just the faintest glow remaining at their centers, barely visible unless you look directly at them. The clearing is lit only by starlight now, silvery and diffuse, enough to see shapes, but not details, enough to navigate, but not to read. It's the light humans lived by for millennia, before electricity, before gas lamps, before even candles, just starlight and moonlight. And tonight, no moon at all, just the stars. You feel yourself relaxing even more deeply, your muscles releasing tension you didn't know they held. Your jaw unclenches, your shoulders drop, your hands open and rest palm up on the sleeping pad, receiving, surrendering, letting go. The night holds you. The earth supports you. The river sings you deeper into peace, and you listen. You listen with your whole body, with your skin and your bones, with the quiet spaces inside you. And in listening, you too begin to settle, begin to drift, begin to move towards sleep. Your eyes are growing heavy now. The effort of keeping them open seems unnecessary, even excessive. The stars will still be there whether you're watching them or not. The river will still flow. The forest will still breathe. Everything will continue without your attention. And that's exactly as it should be. You let your eyelids close, then open them again slowly. The stars blur slightly, soft points of light that seem to pulse gently, in time with your heartbeat perhaps, or with some slower rhythm, something planetary, something ancient. You blink again, longer this time, and when you open your eyes, the sky seems to have deepened, the stars multiplied, as if the darkness itself is giving birth to more light. You should move soon. You should get up, put away the few things still scattered around the campsite, brush your teeth, prepare properly for sleep. But your body feels so heavy, so perfectly comfortable here on the sleeping pad, under the open sky. The cool air on your face is pleasant, grounding, and the sleeping bag is so close, right there in the tent, just a few steps away, but not yet, not quite yet. A few more minutes under the stars, a few more breaths of this impossibly clean air, a few more moments of this perfect stillness. You turn your head slightly, looking toward the river. You can barely see it in the starlight, just a darker ribbon of movement against the darkness of the far bank. But you can hear it so clearly, that constant flowing voice, speaking in syllables of water and stone, telling stories that began in mountain snowmelt, that will end in the sea, stories that have nothing to do with you and everything to do with you, because you're here, because you're listening, because in this moment, you and the river are sharing the same small piece of the world. Another meteor flashes across the sky. You watch its brief arc, its moment of brilliant existence, and then it's gone, as if it never was, as if you imagined it, but you didn't. It was real, as real as you are, as real as this clearing, as real as the ground beneath you and the stars above. Everything is real. Everything is connected. Everything is exactly as it needs to be. Your breathing has become so slow, so shallow. You're barely breathing at all. Just the smallest exchange of air, just enough to keep the quiet machinery of your body running. Your chest rises and falls almost imperceptibly. Your heart beats steadily, calmly, a patient drumbeat with no urgency, no rush, nowhere to be except here. Nothing to do except this breathing, this being, this gradual dissolving into rest. The wind has fallen away completely now. The air is perfectly still. You can hear the river more clearly in this stillness, can hear the individual voices within its chorus, that splash over there, that gurgle, that deep sustained note that might be the main current, or might be something else entirely, something you don't have words for. The river is teaching you its language, one sound at a time, and you're learning, slowly, imperfectly, but you're learning. You think about getting up, about moving to the tent, about climbing into your sleeping bag and zipping it up around you. but the thought feels distant, abstract, as if it's happening to someone else, or will happen eventually, but doesn't need to happen now. Your body knows what it needs, and right now it needs this stillness, this openness to the sky, this last conscious connection to the night before sleep takes you completely. The stars are doing something strange now, or perhaps it's your eyes, your tired brain. They seem to be moving, slowly revolving around some central point. The way they actually are moving, the way they appear to move as the earth turns beneath them. You're watching the cosmos rotate, watching the great wheel of the galaxy turn, and you're turning with it, spinning through space on this small planet, in this small clearing, beside this small river, under this infinite sky. You feel yourself letting go, really letting go now, not fighting the heaviness, not resisting the pull towards sleep. Your body is sinking, melting into the sleeping pad, into the earth beneath it, becoming part of the ground, part of the clearing, part of the forest floor. You are dissolving, dispersing, spreading out into the night like smoke from the fire, like water into soil. Your thoughts are slowing, becoming simple, becoming quiet. No more narratives, no more analysis, just simple observations. Sky, stars, river, cold, peace. The words themselves are fading, becoming less important, becoming sounds without meaning, becoming silence somewhere very far away. You know, you should move, should take care of practical things, but that knowing is dim, unimportant. Your body will move when it needs to, or it won't. And either way, you will be fine. You're safe here, protected by the forest, watched over by the stars, cradled by the earth. There's nothing to fear, nothing to worry about, nothing that can't wait until morning. The river is still singing. You can feel its song moving through you now, vibrating in your bones, in your blood. You are made of water, mostly water, and the water in you recognizes the water in the river, knows it, speaks to it in a language older than consciousness, older than thought. You and the river are the same thing, separated only by the thinnest membrane of skin, the most temporary definition of self. Your breathing has synchronized completely with the night now. You breathe when the wind breathes, pause when it pauses. You are not breathing. You are being breathed by the forest, by the darkness, by something vast and patient that knows exactly what you need, knows when to fill you and when to empty you, knows the rhythm that will carry you from waking into dreams. The stars are fading now, or your eyes are closing. You can't tell which. The darkness behind your eyelids is the same darkness as the sky, soft and deep and dotted with small lights that might be stars or might be something else. Neurons firing, consciousness flickering. The last small lights going out as sleep rises up like water, like the river, like a tide coming in. You let it come. You don't resist. You sink into it gratefully, feeling it cover you, feeling it hold you, feeling yourself floating, drifting, carried downstream. The river is taking you now. The current, gentle but certain, moving you away from the shore of waking, out into deeper water, into the flow, into the great current that carries everyone eventually into rest, into peace, into the deep, dreamless country beyond thought. And the night continues around you. The river flows, the trees sway, the stars wheel overhead in their ancient patterns, and you are part of it all. held safely in the heart of the forest, breathing softly, sleeping deeply, surrendered completely to this moment, this place, this perfect darkness, this infinite sky. The world grows quiet now. Even the river seems to soften, to whisper rather than speak. And in that whisper, you hear everything you need to hear. You hear safety, you hear peace, you hear the forest's ancient lullaby, the song it has sung to every creature that has ever rested beneath these trees, the song it sings to you now. Sleep, it says. Rest, it says. You are home. You are safe. You are exactly where you need to be, and you believe it because it's true, because you can feel it in your bones, in your breath, in the deep settled stillness of your heart. The last of your awareness drifts away like smoke, like mist, like the very last light fading from the coals. And then there is only darkness, only peace, only the soft, eternal sounds of water and wind carrying you gently, so gently, into sleep.